This is Reed Seals for AM 1340 WGRV. I'm here with 2nd District Commissioner candidate Josh Arrowood, who's running for the Republican ticket. And Josh, first, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I do live in the 2nd District. I live in the Limestone community with my wife and my 3 children. My kids, they attend Chuckey Elementary School. My wife teaches there at Chuckey Duck Middle, and I'm a teacher out at Nola Chuckey.
And why did you decide to run for re-election?
Well, actually, I'd ran for election originally whenever Ted Hensley passed away. Ran for that seat, just to kind of continue some of the things that he had been doing to give some conservative leadership there. And I've spent a lot of the part of that first term, as I've only served a couple of years now, kind of learning some of the in and outs, and I've getting together some plans that I'd like to see accomplished there in the county commission.
And what is your opinion on the school consolidation?
Well, that's probably one of the major issues right now, and I'm just not sold on it. I know I'm a teacher, and I want the best things for our students, but there's a lot of questions that I think have to be answered before we move with something like that. I know a lot of the people in my district I've talked to, and they're mostly against it. I've found very few people that are for it. I've talked to students that's going to be the ones that are affected. They're against it. I've found some support within teachers, but honestly, even there, most of the ones I've talked to oppose it as well. They just tend to not be as vocal about things because that is their livelihood. They don't want to kind of go against the grain. But, I've just not found a lot that are for it. Now, I do understand that it's going to provide, some opportunities that there aren't in Greene County, having 4 schools so far spread out, and so, that is one of the positive aspects, but there's just so many questions about it that at this time I just can't support it.
And what are your plans if you are reelected as commissioner?
Well, as I'd said earlier, I've kind of laid back and just kind of got the feel of things and kind of found out how things really go, how a lot of the commissioners think, and there's some things coming up that I want to deal with. I know the school resource officer is one of them. Being in schools, having my wife in the schools, my own children are in school. There's just, a lot of issues with not having SROs that I'd like to see accomplished. There's some ideas that I'm coming up with that I would like to try to get to the state to have them fix. I would like to see the state support something where, maybe teachers could even carry handguns with certain type of training there in the classroom. I know that's at the state level, but that's something that we as a commission could petition for. There's some things, that I'm looking at trying to find, with the whole convenience center deal. A lot of people aren't happy with that, try to find some options with that. And it just seems that, a lot of times from month to month, like in the last commission meeting, we authorized $12,500 to go to a playground. Playgrounds are all well and good, but, if we prioritize, I don't think playgrounds are going to be up there above, the convenience center, the SRO deal, things like that. So I'm just not very happy about some of the prioritizing that we've done with spending. And, that's some things I would like to really try to push in the next term.
And before we go, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Well, just as I said, there's a few things that I'm looking at. I'm trying to listen to some of the voters out there, find some things that they would like to see the county commission do, and try to find some common sense, small government approaches to things to where we're not adding a lot to government, but we're, kind of making things lessen on the people to where, it's just easier to have businesses in Greene County. Listen to people when they say they don't want the one high school, that they want other alternatives, and I just want to try to provide those extra alternatives.
That was Josh Arrowood. He is running for 2nd District Commissioner on the Republican ticket. And this is Reed Seals for AM 1340 WGRV.